Welcome back everyone. A while ago I did a video talking about scary Indian urban legends. Now I was nervous about doing a good job because we don't really do many videos about India on this channel. I was so happy to see that many of our Indian viewers liked it and the rest of you guys seem to be fascinated too. For this video we are returning to India, but specifically New Delhi, a city with more scary stories than some entire countries. Let's get into the very best of them right now. My name is Danny Burke and this is the top 10 New Delhi urban legends. Starting off at number 10 now we have AGRASEN ki BAOLI. Legend says that this was built by the legendary King AGRASEN. It's an old, traditional stepped well with 3 levels and 103 steps. Many people consider it the most haunted place in Delhi. Visitors report a dark feeling washing over them when they stare down the levels into the water below. For many years now, locals warn of the black water that is found at the bottom of the well. They say it has powers, that it has the ability to hypnotize people and lure them over the edge where they then fall to their deaths. Some say the spirits live in the well, perhaps responsible for drawing people to their deaths, or maybe they are the spirits of those who have already died. The place is closed to the public at night, but that hasn't stopped some dark tourists from wanting to climb the walls and see for themselves if the suicidal pull of the well below really is true. Next, number 9 now, we have the Onion Witch. First of all, what a great name. In 2005, parts of Delhi were in absolute panic when a witch was said to be prowling the streets at night, and she was thirsty for blood. The witch, or sometimes 3 of them, were turning up at people's doors and asking them for an onion. That's a pretty strange request, but one that most people were obliging towards, especially given how creepy these witches were. A housemaid experienced this and said, when you give her an onion, she cuts it in half and blood starts dripping. Then you die instantly. Another witness said, she is an evil soul. She can disguise herself as someone you know. As you'd expect with stories like this, people were scared and they wanted to defend themselves from the witches. They say that only a palm print in turmeric or henna on the door can ward off the evil witch. Because of this, it wasn't uncommon at the time to see yellow handprints on houses all over the city. Although the rumours have died down in the years since then, some still say the Onion Witch stalks the streets waiting for a gap in people's defences. Moving on to number 8 now, we have the White Lady. In Delhi, Kant, locals talk of a mysterious woman in white. They say she is seen at night, wrapped in a white sari, trying to hitchhike with any drivers who pass through. Those who have heard the stories will know not to stop and to give her a lift, for she is not of this world. She waves at people to catch her ride, but those who stop for her are never seen again. Even if people don't stop, they say that she runs after the vehicle at inhuman speeds, matching the speed of the car until the driver has left the area, at which point she disappears into thin air. Then there's the people who actually stop to ask her for directions. They say those people are then unable to find their way home for the entire night, going in circles around the city, completely lost until morning. There are a few theories about who this spirit was in life. Some say her life ended tragically, that on her last night on earth she asked some men for a lift to somewhere else in the city, raped and beat her in a moving car and then dumped her body at Delhi Kant. Ever since that night, her vengeful spirit has been stuck in a sort of death loop, asking for a lift and repeating the events of her death each and every night. Moving on to number 7 now guys, we have the JAMALI tomb. Jamali was the alias of Sheikh Jamali Kambo, a saint from the pre-Mughal era. Kamali was an unknown person buried next to Jamali. Their tomb has become the focus of a number of paranormal stories over the years. Shalatia was a Delhi University student who once went to explore the area with his friends, and he said, I have heard that one gets to hear screams and slaps of angry spirits at Jamali Kamali. Another person in the park, a jogger, said, after moving to Delhi, my brother used to jog here with me. One day he was alone and while crossing Jamali Kamali, he felt a pat on his back. He stopped coming after that. Now although that sounds pretty creepy, from what I've heard, he got off lucky. Other people have reported being fully slapped on the back only to turn around and see nothing there at all. Next up at number 6 now, we have the Hindu milk miracle. In 1995 it was reported that statues of Lord Ganesh were drinking milk in Hindu temples. It all started when a worshipper in Delhi held a spoonful of milk close to the trunk of the idol and were amazed to see it disappear. The news spread like wildfire across the country as many people began to report the exact same thing in their own temples. From there it spread around the world. Before long, temples in the the UK, Canada, and the US were reporting the exact same phenomenon. Many Hindu organizations announced that a miracle was happening, made by the will of Lord Ganesh. Some scientists have claimed that the reasons were perhaps not spiritual but could be explained by science. They said the milk drinking was caused by a mix of surface tension, the capillary effect, and confirmation bias. Others disagree and say this miracle could happen again at any time. What do you guys think? Moving on to number 5 now, we have FEROZ Shah KOTLA Fort. Built in 1354, this structure used to be the headquarters of a dynasty that ruled over northern India. In the centuries since, its power has dimmed into an eerie silence. Locals say that spirits now live among the many dark alleyways and ruins there. This belief is so ingrained that every Thursday, locals can be seen lighting candles and incense sticks in the darkest spots of the fort. There, they lay offerings of milk and grain to appease the spirits, hoping that they grant their wishes. As this tradition spread and became more popular, it seems to have had a sort of inverse effect. It's said that these spirits stay in areas without many people around and naturally seek out darkness. The ever-increasing visitors are now said to be driving them away, perhaps into even darker parts of the surrounding area. Coming at number 4 now, we have Sanjay Van. They call this place the Haunted Forest of Delhi. In a crowded city, it is eerily quiet. Some say this park is actually an abandoned graveyard that was used in ancient times. Now, despite its size, the park is relatively empty. Over the years, deep superstitions have developed about the forest, with locals swearing that it's haunted. Of all the creepy tales of spirits rising up from the graves, one of them stands out in particular, the Sari woman. People have seen her standing by the side of the road that goes through the forest. She is said to walk among the banyan trees before disappearing into thin air. Some reports say they've seen her hanging from her neck by the trees. This is actually how they say she died, hanging from the very same trees to end her life. In an interview, one local said, "She comes alive at night when those leaves start glowing. There are many such lovely spirits here." Yeah, he described her as lovely. I mean, I'm glad people can see spirits hanging from trees and think that's lovely, but I think I'd take the long way around that park if I saw that. Next up at number 3 now, we have the Monkey Man. In 2001, the Monkey Man was the talk of the town. He was said to be a hairy hominid creature that stood about 5 feet tall and was jumping between buildings. There was panic everywhere. Eventually, he began attacking people in their apartment blocks. Enough people saw him that a description began to be built up. Eyewitness accounts tended to describe the creature as wearing a metal helmet with metal claws, glowing red eyes, and 3 buttons on its chest. Many people reported being scratched, and a few people even died when they leapt from the tops of buildings or fell down stairwells in the panic brought on by the creature's sighting. Although it's been a fair few years since these bizarre events, some say the Monkey Man is still out there, he's just got a lot better at hiding. Coming at number 2 now, we have KHOONI NADI. That name directly translates to bloody river, so you already know what you're getting into with this one. The small stream flows in West Delhi near the Rohini district. Locals believe it's haunted after many years of unusual happenings and mysterious incidents there. People rarely go near the water, and only if they absolutely have to. Legend says that if anybody touches the water, the stream will suck that person in instantly. Locals say it's happened several times in the past, however, people are divided on what exactly makes the stream haunted. Some say that spirits have always lived in the water there, dragging people to their deaths. Others say that in the past the stream was a popular suicide spot, and that the evil in the water is actually spirits of the dead who have now returned as ghosts. Residents also claim that they hear the sound of screaming and crying near the stream after dark. Whatever the reason for this, many people simply choose to find a different crossing. And finally, number 1 now, we have KARKARDOOMA Court. We're going to finish on a more modern one here, guys. In September 2014, lawyers working at KARKARDOOMA District Court returned to work one morning to find that all the computers were switched on. When this kept happening every single day, CCTV footage was reviewed. To everyone's shock, the computers were seen switching on by themselves, sometimes even when they were unplugged. Some lawyers began leaving the chambers and refusing to enter the library at times. Legend says that the spirit of another lawyer haunts the building. They say he lost his life in the floods of 2012. Many believe that it's his spirit that causes the chaos in the building. Paranormal investigators have visited the site numerous times and even claim to have taken a photograph outside the deceased lawyer's chambers that reportedly show an apparition that resembles him. What do you guys think about this? Would you refuse to go to work or school if this kept happening? Alright guys, what did you think of that? Shall we go to a different Indian city next? Like I said at the start of the video, there are plenty more stories to cover in New Delhi if that's what you'd like. Let me know either way. Thanks for watching as always. My name is Danny Burke and I will see you all in the next video.